This is Bloomberg Rewind. I'm Matt Miller. I'd love to have you check me out on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @MattMiller1973. So you can find a lot of interesting tidbits. Today I posted a lot of Victoria's Secret models pictures there. Eric Best is also on Twitter. You can follow him @EricBestOnline. And also joining us is a guy who is no stranger to the Twitter sphere. He is known as TheAcsMan. And here is a direct quote from one of his tweets. Check it out. "Europe is like crack. Dysfunction makes markets interesting." Well, the Axeman, his real name is George Axe, is not your average market commentator. And George joins us now in the studio. So, thank you so much for flying in to spend some time with us. You have a really interesting story because you're a pediatric dentist by trade, but you were sort of forced into the options market right in the midst of the financial crisis. Can you give us a brief synopsis?
Yeah, I was one of these people who made the mistake. It was a good mistake of taking a cold phone call from a young stockbroker about 25 years ago or so. He was just a wonderful guy. He was at the same stage of life that I was at. And he and I were together for about 25 years. He had full discretion over my account. And then he very suddenly passed away. And I was at that stage in life that I really didn't want to start with anybody new.
So you didn't push your account on, give your account to anybody else. Surely people asked you. You decided to start trading for yourself.
Yeah, and I'd always followed all the trades that were made, but I just never micromanaged. I trusted him implicitly, and he was really, truly a wonderful, wonderful guy.
So it was what, 2007, 2008? It was one of the probably most difficult times to pick it up, day trading with all of your money.
Yeah, it was interesting. There were some scary moments, but never show the fear.
Did he leave you an instruction book of any kind?
Yeah, he did have rules, but I'll tell you, one rule that I remember is one that I never followed, and it was one from Bernard Baruch. He always said, "Sell when you hit a 10% loss," and I own Green Mountain.
Still?
Yeah, and I will own it tomorrow and the day after. And I've had more than a 10% loss, but with the options that I've sold on it, I probably am looking at about a 3% loss right now.
I was going to say, you're hedged against the loss, and that's what made you so successful initially, right? Because we should point out that you make enough money now trading options and managing your own portfolio that you have quit dentistry, or at least pretty much. I mean, you fill in for other dentists maybe 20, 25 times a year. You've become a professional trader.
Well, I fill in for the fellow who's my illustrator, who also happens to be a pediatric dentist and who someday wants to be a cartoonist along with his daughter. So maybe there's something about pediatric dentists looking to reinvent themselves, even though it's a great profession, at least dealing with kids. But this was the time to reinvent.
So you sell calls on the stocks you own, is that?
Almost every single stock I own. I'm a long-term optimist, but a short-term pessimist.
All right, and your illustrator, I guess, drew the picture of you that we see on your Twitter.
That actually was from a website.
Oh, I see. You've Simpsonized yourself.
Right, absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. George is going to stay with us, as is Eric. When we come back, we're going to head over to Hong Kong to see how Asia's trading day is shaping up.